Hello everyone. In this session, we'll be talking about the sets and groups in Tableau. If I talk about sets in Tableau are dynamic subset of your data based on a specific condition or criteria. They allow you to define a subset of your data points that meets a particular condition, and that subset can change as your data changes. For example, you can create a set that includes all the customers who made a purchase over $100. As the new data is added or the existing data is modified, the set updates automatically. Sets can be used for various purposes, including the data segmentation, comparing different segments, and highlighting the specific data points of interest. They are especially useful for creating a more complex visualization and understanding the impact of specific data subsets on your analysis. On the other hand, groups are used to combine multiple related dimensions into the higher level categories. They help you simplifying your data and visualizing by organizing similar items into the broader categories. For instance, you can group individual products like categories like electronics, clothing, and home appliances. Groups are useful for making these visualizations more concise and accessible, especially when dealing with the larger data sets and detailed data sets. They make it easier to aggregate and analyze the data at higher levels of abstraction. Groups are great tool for reducing the complexity and focusing on the most important aspects of your data. In summary, sets allow you to dynamically create subsets of data based on the conditions, while group helps you to organize related items into the higher level categories. Both sets and groups enhance your data visualization and analysis capabilities in Tableau, which makes it easier to work with the complex data set and draw meaningful insights. So let's go to the Tableau screen and see how can we create the sets and group there. So to create a set or a group, what we can do is you can go into any dimension and you can see this arrow that is coming up over here. I click on this arrow and I have this create option. You can find both the options to create a group or set over here. So first let's try to create a small visualization and see how can that set and group creation affect our visualization. Let's make a subcategory by sales and I'll convert it into the bar chart. To convert it into the bar chart, I'll show me, choose the bar chart, and I'll repeat all the steps that we do with the previous visualizations. So I'll try to fit it in the entire and I will arrange it into the ascending or descending order. So let's arrange it into the descending order. Now all these subcategories are over here. But what if I want to make a group of say chairs, tables, and other parts? So I'm trying to make any furniture kind of group. So for here I have these chairs, I have tables, and I also have some furnishing items over here. So let's try to create a group out. For that, I will go in subcategory. I will choose create option and I'll choose group option. Now I can select all the items in this particular subcategory. So I will select tables, I will press control and I will press furnitures and I will choose chairs also. After choosing these items which you want to include in the furniture items, you can create a group over here by clicking on the group option. Now it's your wish if you want to change it to say furniture or I will leave it as it is for now. So it would say chairs, furnishing and tables for now. I will click on apply and OK. Whenever you are trying to make any visualization, these subcategories show individually. But what if you don't want to see these subcategories individually and what if you want to see a group of these particular items that we just created? For that, I will go to the next sheet. This time what I'll do is I will again double click on the subcategories, but this time I will choose this grouped option because as I created a group, it created a different dimension for me, which says subcategory of group. Now I will double click on sales and I will again convert it into the bar chart. After changing it into the ascending or descending order, you can see the difference over here. Now it is trying to show me all the items based on the group that we have created. Let me first fit it in the entire view. Over here, you can see now it is creating a group of chairs, furnishing and tables. Why is it happening? Because I have created a group of these items. Now, whatever visualization I will be making in the future or with the help of this particular dimension, it would be showing me the group of these items. What you can do is you can try to create other groups also. Let's say if you want to create any other group and in that include the electrical and electronics item. For that, you can select some other subcategories. For example, you can choose some machines, you can choose copiers and phones, and you can create a separate group for that. And you can label it according to your need. We already have this category over here which meets these needs. But in some cases, when you are having multiple dimensions which are related to each other and belong to this level of detail, which is very similar in nature, at that time, this group can be a handy function. Let's go to another page and create a kind of visualization. Let's try to create a pie chart. So whenever you are trying to create a pie chart, let's say I'm again creating the pie chart for subcategories and sales. Here you can see I have these multiple pies that have been made. First I'll switch on the label, and here there are the pie charts. Now if you look closely, there are multiple one of them and it is very hard to recognize each one of them. But whenever you hover over them, you can see these labels have appeared. Now if I'm trying to find out that what is the impact of this particular group on the top of my pie chart, if I'm having multiple subcategories, it would be very confusing for me. But if I'm trying to create a group, it would be easier for me to identify. How so? Because now these pie chunks would be reduced in size. By size, I mean the number of these particular pie, not this particular depth. Now, if I want to see the labels, I can drag this subcategory into this labels and I can easily see this group. Here, I'm easily able to identify that the furniture items is giving me a sales of 26,44,300, and this is the result that has been combined with the help of chairs, furnishings, and tables. If you want to create a filter out of it, you can also do so. So if you drag this subcategory group in the filters, and you can click on apply and OK, and then you can choose to show the filter. Here you can see that the filter also shows this group. So whenever you are creating any group, it also lists in the filter. If you are using any different kind of filter, also it would still reflect in that group. So grouping the data makes it easier for similar kind of dimensions to be linked with each other. This was all about group. Now let's talk a bit about set. If I want to create set out of any items, again I have to go in the subcategory section or any dimension that you want to create a set out of. After clicking on the arrow over here, I have this option to create a set. I will go in create and I'll choose set. How this set is different from group, we will come to know in some time. So again, I'm choosing the chairs, I'm choosing tables and furnishing items. I will click on apply and it would create a set. Now, if you want to analyze what is the subcategory wise sales for these items. So I'll double click on subcategory, double click on sales, and I will convert it into the bar chart. Over here, you can see the difference. Now it is giving me the data in the form of in and out. The visualization is being made, and in includes all the items that are present in that specific set, while out indicates all the items which are out of that particular set. What do I mean by in and out? Over here, the three items that I selected, chairs, furnishings, and tables, it includes of that particular items. And all the items which were not in that particular set are included over here in this particular visualization. If you want to give it another kind of feel, what you can do is you can create a subcategory wise sales over here. Again, convert it into the bar chart or any specific visualization that you want. Try to make it in the descending order. Over here, let's say if I want to see only the items which were included in my set, I want to see the results only for that. I will drag the subcategory over here and I will drop it into the filters. Now you can see only the subcategories for which I created the set have been shown in the visualization. Why is it happening? It is happening because it has made a filter out of it and it has only included the values which were tagged in that particular filter. Now, this is particularly easier when you are dealing with multiple subcategories or multiple value of any dimensions, because you don't want to create a filter out of these multiple values. If I was simply able to create a filter out of it, what I would do is I will drag the subcategory in the filters, and here I have to choose all the values that I want to see. For example, I wanted to see only the tables, furnishing items, and the chairs. It would have been very difficult for me because again and again I have to go and choose those specific items. But if you are repeating this process again and again, it would be time consuming for you. So it would be good for us to create a specific set for which you want to see the values. If I talk about this particular subcategory by set, and if I talk a bit more about the filter aspect of it, what I can do is I can click on this arrow and I can choose the option to edit the filter. If you try to edit the filter, it would show you these values which are in the set. If you wish to on or off these values, still we have the option for that. If you show the set for it, it would be showing you all the values which are present in the set. Here is also an option to control this particular set. If you wish to show the filter, it would give you a different kind of option. Here, all the items which are present in that specific set only would be shown to you. We also have some other options for it. So I'll again click on this arrow. Over here, you can see that it is showing me the show members in set option, and the other option is show in out of set. So if you want to change this filter and if you want to show the values of in and out over here, what you can do is you can choose this particular option. Here I will select all the options and click on OK. Now, if you wish to show the filter out of it, it would give you the values in the form of in and out, where you can control these values easily. Suppose if I want to see all the values of the sales present inside the set, I will choose this in option and I will just check out this out option. If I want to see the values of the sales of that particular subcategory items which are present outside of the set, I can choose this out option and it would show me those values which are related. So these are some of the options that you can perform with the help of this set. And this is the simple method to create a set and a group. So I hope you were clear with the groups and set and what is the specific difference between them. In the next lecture, we will be talking about the hierarchies in Tableau. Thank you.